I haven't made a video like this in a very long time, using my phone. Once I got that camera and microphone and started editing the audio, because that's pretty much what I do for my YouTube videos. I edit my audio so that it's more clean and doesn't seem so loud and background noise, whatever. But it felt like obviously more work to put your video on an SD card and then upload it and do all those things. So it kind of took away just the pull out the phone, record, post it, which is kind of how I started YouTube in the first place. And it creates this pressure, it creates this expectation that, okay, well, if I'm going to make it in 4K, if I'm going to use a 4K camera, I feel like I need 4K topics. You know, I feel like I need 4K everything in order for it to come together and have a full picture. I want to talk about the pressure that I've been putting on myself for over the last year, a little more than that, because creativity is supposed to feel like this. Authenticity is supposed to feel like this. You know, starting a business, starting something to make a living, make money, because I do make money off of YouTube. I make AdSense. I think everyone can understand what that is. It's YouTube. But there's just been so much pressure from outsiders into creating something out of it. Genuinely, you know, create something out of it. And that's why I really haven't done really anything with my YouTube, because of that pressure, because of what kind of expectation am I looking for. You know, when I first posted on YouTube, I didn't expect anything. Like I didn't post on YouTube to become a YouTuber and to make this a part-time, full-time creator gig, you know, to just start as being a YouTuber. No, I was being vulnerable on the internet. If you go to my first videos, my first 2 videos are actually from school, or I think there's 3 of them, I don't know, but it was vulnerability. It was me just talking and getting stuff off my chest that I was going through, and just doing this right now feels like a breath of fresh air. Because I've just been constantly told, well, use the camera. Use the camera, why are you not using the camera? Why are you not using the microphone? This is who I am. Okay, whether this comes out crystal clear, whether the mic is all messed up, whether the audio, whatever, at this point, I'm doing something for myself right now. And it can help other people if you're listening, but the whole basis of my content is vulnerability, authenticity, and healing. YouTube has been my healing journey. It's been my outside environment. Well, not outside. That's not what I mean. Not outside, but just outside of myself. You know, I can go into a different platform. I can go somewhere to genuinely just talk. People love to say I yap, but I feel I talk substance. And at some points, you know, I really gave a lot of thought into my topics. Like, I would do research. I'm sorry. I know the microphone is not the best, so if you do hear background noise, I apologize. But I would do so much research. I would stress myself out over YouTube topics, stress myself out over the subtitles, the thumbnail, right? Like, all of those things have every importance into the YouTube environment. When you go on YouTube, the first things you see is the title, the thumbnail, you know, who is this person? What are they talking about, right? Why do I want to click on it, right? That starts registering in your brain as a YouTuber. You know, how can I get people to click on my stuff? How can I get the most views? How can I make the most money, right? That's being a YouTuber. It is a constant thing. And people who do not do YouTube don't know exactly what that means. You can't really wrap your head around. I'm not saying you, but I'm saying anyone who is not a YouTuber, anyone who does not make videos on the internet, whether it's for a living or whether it's to hopefully make a living, that is a constant full-time thought process. Whether you're full-time working on it, full-time making videos, you're always thinking about it. That is not undervalued, but it's so misunderstood. Being a creator is so misunderstood. And I'm not talking about creator in the sense of reels, okay? No. If anything, you can go create a reel, just take a video of yourself and put words over it. No, YouTube, the original OG YouTube platform, takes thought. It takes personality. It takes authenticity. It takes thought. Okay, whether you're editing your videos, whether you are having other people edit your videos, whether you have information to give, whether you're vlogging, you need to think about what you're doing. Period. Like, there's no easy way to create a YouTube video. People say, oh, just press record. Well, are you just going to press record and do nothing? You know what I mean? So taking this time right now to actually take a YouTube video on my phone, it's just a breath of fresh air. It's kind of just a reminder for me. You could do it anywhere. You can do it on your phone. Okay? Take the load off. Take the pressure off. Because you do have a camera. You do have a microphone. But for some reason, those things have created more pressure than anything. It was already a boiling pot. Okay? My YouTube channel was already a boiling pot. I was posting every single day. You know, not a lot of people post every single day. Every single day. Now, mind you, I don't edit my videos. My thumbnail's usually just a clip or a picture of me while I'm in the video. You know, a lot of my most viral videos or the most popular videos have me just talking from the video. Like, I didn't think about it. There's no words on the screen. There's no, like, come click on this. No, it's me being authentic, and that's what people like about my channel. Not everyone has to like it. Some people like intros. Some people like the whole editing process and the music in the background. But for me, it gives me a sense of freedom with how I can play with it. Because it's really just like, it's this dance where you think of something, you're over here, you're thinking about it, and you're not really saying it because I'm by myself. You know, I'm thinking about these things right now, but I'm like, you know, I'm gonna pull out my phone. I'm gonna pull out my phone, and whether I post this or not, it's there. It's there. That's why not my first video, but one of my first videos is me just like, I'm practicing talking on camera. I'm practicing doing it because it's something I feel I want to learn how to do. If you pull out a camera, do you know how to engage with it? Do you know how to talk? Do you know how to get yourself into rhythm? Because that's a skill. It is. And even just, I've been posting, you know, every so frequently, once a week, then I'll go blank, maybe every 2 weeks. You know, this is a breath of fresh air for me. Whether it is for you or not, I know you might hear my car running, you might hear background noise. I'm sorry, but I needed to do this. I needed to shed my skin. I needed to remind myself why I did it in the first place and how I did it in the first place. And this is all it takes. I'm here to share. This is all it takes. This is all that it is. People can edit. People can make the audio better. I can even go in the CapCut right now and make the audio better. But the thing is, I'm not. Because this is real life. This is reality. You know, if you try to produce every single moment of your life, that's not, people can't feel it. You can't feel that. And I'm such an empathetic person that I even need to feel myself. I need to watch and be like, you know what? Yeah, that felt good. That felt better. I can have empathy for myself here. To say that I can have empathy for myself with a whole setup, with a microphone, you know, it feels professional. It feels great, right? I guess the quality's great. But how can I feel for myself? You know, how can I truly step out of body and be, you know, I'm proud of you. You good, girl. You good. You know, it's just a full circle moment right now. And my birthday was actually 2 days ago. I was thinking to post the video, but I'm like, you know what? No, I'm going to keep that vulnerability to myself when the vulnerability is pretty much what people want. But there's also, it's just, I overthought it. And quite honestly, everything's meant to be. Everything that happens is meant to happen. And right now I'm kind of just making up for it because I wanted to, first of all, have the day for myself. And second of all, I wanted to have my revelation. I feel every birthday, maybe not for everyone, but I think when you hit a milestone, like your birthday, you hit a milestone, you hit a new age, you start realizing things. You just do. You just be like, oh, hey, I'm 25. What have I accomplished? What have I not accomplished? What are my new goals? What makes me happy? Like, you start realizing how you've changed as a person, even if it's so small. And in order for me to make this video, I needed to turn 25, but I needed to have my revelation before I could even press record. That's just who I am. I'm very passionate. I speak with passion. I speak with I mean what I say, right? I have dignity in myself, so I'm not going to force myself to make a video just because it's my birthday, right? That's another thing I want to talk about is when you start treating it like a business, you start forcing things just because they make sense, or you're trying to make it make sense. Like, it makes sense in your head, but the actual action of doing it makes no sense, right? You don't know exactly why you're doing it. You just know you have to do it, which is weird because to be in such a creative field, that's contradicting. Creativity is free for all. Do whatever, whatever makes sense. A lot of us are not in touch with our whimsy. To be a whimsical person means to not follow logic all the time. Sorry, I know. Whimsy is how I started my YouTube channel. To have an imagination, to think of something and be like, oh, I want to talk about that. It's just like this light bulb you get, and quite honestly, it's not your typical light bulb. It's kind of more of a flame. It's a flame, and you have to constantly fuel that flame, because once that fire is really big, that's the prime. That is the biggest the fire will get, and if you don't keep fueling it, from then on, it's going to die out. And that's when the creativity dies out. That's when you start forcing the flame. You start just creating like lighters. Lighters are just boop, and then they die out. Boop, die out. No, a flame, a torch stays lit when you have lighter fluid, when you have even a match, right? A match, you light it and it dies out. But when you put that into fuel, motivation, the light, the actual fire that you create is the spark in your head. It is the idea, but you need fuel, you need motivation. And sometimes it's just taking your phone out and pressing record. For me, that's what it is. For me to go take out my camera, go home, take out my camera, set up the microphone. Oh my God. I get it. The quality, I get it. It's a business investment. I get it. But just being such a passionate, a passionate, creative person, I need to just take the load off, take the pressure off, take the lid off the crock pot, that's real. And if anyone who is creative has felt this, not everyone knows what this even means. Not everyone has even felt this before. I can't listen to anyone. Now, this is for me here. This is my message to myself. This is something I'm getting out of this. There's a UPS truck just sitting next to me. It's okay. I will never listen to a non-creative person about my creativity. I'm gonna say that one more time again. YouTube is a creative outlet. Whether you make a living or not, whether you're having fun or not, it is a creative outlet. I will never. People say never say never. I will not listen to a non-creative person on how to be creative in the YouTube world. Or even anything creative. Anything. If you don't know how to be creative yourself, that's something you need to work on. Because everyone has it. We're human beings. We are meant to think and create. Think and create. Put that idea onto paper. Put that idea onto something. And show the world what you're thinking. You know, for Picasso, it was art. Had something in his head. Here you go. This is what I'm thinking of, right? That's what creativity is. Oops. Sorry. That's what creativity is. For me, it's a thought process. It is revelations. It's ideas. It is just things I love to talk about. Things that bring fire in me. Build a fire. And me speaking is the fuel. Keep going. Fuel. Camera. Fuel. Right? I'm looking at the fact that I'm creating the video. Fuel. Creates momentum. And my lack of momentum came from pressure that I put on myself. You know, I can't sit here and blame everybody around me. Obviously, your environment creates the product. You are the product of your environment. Let me remind you all, whatever environment you're in right now, whether it's suiting you or not, it is the product of you. So if you feel stuck, if you feel unmotivated, if you feel pain, if you feel anything like that, right? I'm not saying don't take accountability, but you're choosing to be in that environment. It's not like you're out in a TED Talk every day. If you're in a TED Talk, you are the product of that environment. You're taking in those words. You're actually listening to something and getting your own perspective on it. If you are stuck in your room all the time, if you are with very toxic, negative people, you are the product of your environment. Whether you believe everything that people say or not, it is still in your head. You're receiving it. Energy is everything. Energy is everything. So making this video, I'm reminding myself that my energy is quite literally everything. I can do it wherever the heck I want. And I will still get my point across, if anything, much better. Because it's where I feel the most alive. There's nothing in the way of my creativity. There's nothing making me overthink what I'm saying. I don't feel like I have to be perfect right now. I don't feel like I have to be the most viral video right now. That's even a toxic mindset in itself. Authenticity over views. Period. That's how I started this YouTube channel, and I've went overboard for a couple videos. Not overboard, but just overthought so many videos where I'm like, no, I need to get the most views. I need to make sure the title is perfect. I need to make sure the thumbnail is perfect. Authenticity over views. Period. People who want to watch you will watch you because you're being authentic, not because you are trying to get them to come over here like a bunch of herded sheep. That's not being a creator. A creator is being yourself. I'm being myself right now. It feels great. It feels good. You know, a lot of people might be, not a lot of people, but I know someone was looking at me like I'm crazy. This is life. This is 2025 now. And I am just letting it out on camera. You know, to even think, oh yeah, maybe I will post this on YouTube. Maybe I won't. That is the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. When I go to take a video on my camera, I'm like, well, I just used gigabytes, so I might as well, right? Like you feel, you know, I wasn't the most authentic version of me, but I feel like I did something. It's like this productivity pressure, this productivity, I don't know what word to use, but it's just something where you're in a trance of trying to just be productive in that way. When creativity is just meant to be Free. And yeah, now I'm 20 minutes in, so I think I should cut it short. Thank you for listening if you're even gotten this far. Thank you for supporting me. I'm sorry that I haven't been consistent with basically my outlet. My outlet is everything to me. It's kind of created this healing process in itself, and I want to continue doing it. Whether it's on my phone, whether it's with my camera, I'm not creating that pressure that it's going to have to be perfect every time, because that's not who I am. That's not me. You know, I don't even edit my videos, so it's just crazy to think, you know, why would I need everything else to be perfect? You know, like, it's okay sometimes if I want to have like a more polished video, I guess, or just kind of think ahead, and this is just who I am. And I don't know, I hope you like it. I hope you got something out of it, but thank you.